You had made the comment that you told Howie, look, we're going to show you that we don't need another back in here. Basically, it's been you and Smallwood. What we haven't seen in terms of overall numbers, when you guys do get the ball, you have been productive in terms of yards per touch. Are you satisfied with what you and Wendell have been able to do to complement each other?
No, not going to be satisfied ever. We can get 1,000 carries and still never be satisfied. That's just the approach we always have. Stepping into the weight room, the classroom, and even on the practice field, we always want more. We always want to get something extra out of our day, especially when it comes Sunday or Monday or Thursday night when we get our opportunity. Do we want the ball? Absolutely. But we have to earn that right to get the ball. We got to pass protect. We got to catch out the backfield. So, things work in a special way around this organization. That's why I love it.
The last game, you guys in the backfield had 31 touches. The previous game, only 17. Does it get frustrating at times that there's not more consistency in terms of the backfield input?
Yeah, it's frustrating sometimes because as a running back, you want to get in your groove. You want to find that rhythm. And if anybody who's a running back out there, you know that it's a feel game. You got to be able to feel your way throughout, how the scheme's going, how the defensive fronts are shooting. There's so many tactics that go in just one simple play that you got to be ready for. Of course, the 31 attempts to 17. It's definitely a wake-up call that we can actually produce more when we get more carries. So hopefully that's a bell that's going to be answered.
How do you feel about where your blocking is overall right now?
I think it's where we want it to be, but at the same time, you can always still elevate your gameplay, whether it's in your base, shooting your hands, helping the line out, when we're going through the pass pro. I just noticed that helping the tackles out a lot gives Carson a lot more time to throw the ball more efficient down the field.
Nelson says it was actually before the Giants win that there was a sense of cohesion among this team, and
right.
You guys just kind of hate to lose. I'm curious, what sparked that difference in the preparation? Was the naturally short week or coming off those two back-to-back losses?
Two back-to-back losses. I think on top of that, too, a short week. We had no time for basically any error. We only came down to at least a 72-hour window between the last game and the game that we had against the Giants. So I think there was a sense of urgency that really stuck out that game, and that's what we wanted, especially going into a hostile environment like the New York Giants. We definitely couldn't go 0 for 3, especially on the road. So we had to pick it up. We got to just keep this one streak going.
Do you feel like that sense of preparation has carried over from that short week to now?
Oh, yeah, definitely. We had 2 great days of practice so far, great days of preps. And, Peterson always says it, you win your games here. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And, it's all about how you approach it and how you're going to play in the game.
Carolina's front seven is big and they're fast. How do you negate their speed?
Got to be able to beat them at their own game. They got fast-flowing linebackers. Kuechly's the strongest power of that defense, mastermind. So if we could stay 3 steps ahead of that guy, it makes it that much harder for their core to back him up when he overshoots the gap. So it's really going to be a mind game out there.
You're still doing rehab. You're not 100% yet.
I'm sorry?
You said you mentioned, I think you were doing rehab. You're still not 100% yet?
Oh, no, that's just after practice, just, getting your body back. So, I'm fine. I'm good. I'm good. When I say rehab, I'm just flushing my system out, getting ready for tomorrow.
That's
I'm
too
fine.
Much information.
Yeah, I'm fine. Not that flushing the system.
You took a couple shots to the head in the Giants game. With Darren and Jay out, are you taking any extra precautions on the field to really try to stay healthy?
It's hard. It's football. You're going to get hit regardless. So it's all about preparing yourself, making sure you do take the hits off as much as possible. But at the same time, the refs are doing their job to make sure all these hits don't happen. But we as football players know that regardless of any fine, any penalty, you still can get hit. So that's what the games come with.
Since Howie told you to make him believe that you don't need to get anybody else, have you two talked since then?
Yeah, we talk. It's not a bad relationship. I think this is what you want in football. You want some type of rah-rah back and forth with, the players, showing that we are a team. We are one. We all are fighting with one another. We all can join forces and make sure this team is really established with the guys that we already have here. So it wasn't a call out or anything. I took it as a challenge because normally you rise to the challenge when the challenge arises itself.
And what did he think of your guys' performance against the Giants in terms of the running game?
All I know is he just said good game. Yep. Nothing really went else into it. As long as we can keep getting wins from him and Coach Peterson, that's really all that matters.
Corey, in the offseason, we were with you working out.
Right.
I asked you, what do you think Carson's going to be like when he gets back?
Yeah.
You just smiled.
Yeah.
Like you knew something.
Yeah.
Did you know this was going to happen this fast?
Yeah, you almost had to, picture it. Coach normally says play the game in your mind before it happens. And for me, I can almost see it for Carson. The way he just comes in and really doesn't let anything faze him. The guy can go through any nick and bruise and still elevate his game previous as to what he did the previous week. And I think that's what makes him a special player. He can bounce back, he can throw an interception and still, be the Carson that we all know, as far as the next game goes on.
I mean, his throw to you last year against the Redskins was one that was very memorable.
Right.
But this past week, the Alshon throw might be comparable. When you watch that on film, what do you think?
That was a great job by him at keeping the play alive. Scrambling all the way into the boundary. Normally you think a quarterback's going to throw it out or at least throw it into the ground to make sure nobody catches it. But Carson really has that last split second in his head that's his confidence kicking in, knowing that he can find that last receiver and make sure he makes the play happen.